Number 6. The Sydney funnel-web spider, Atrax robustus. Its body measures 2 to 3 centimeters, and even with its legs included, it can still easily fit inside a closed hand. It lives exclusively within a 200-kilometer range around Sydney, Australia, which means one of the most populous cities in the world shares territory with one of the most venomous arachnids on the planet. The venom of the funnel-web spider contains a compound called atrachotoxin that directly attacks the nervous system. Symptoms appear within minutes. Excessive salivation, tearing, intense sweating, muscle spasms, and uncontrolled blood pressure. Without treatment, death can occur from pulmonary edema or cardiac arrest in less than 2 hours. What makes this spider particularly dangerous is not just the venom, but its behavior. Unlike most spiders that flee when threatened, the funnel-web spider raises itself on its hind legs, exposes its fangs, and advances. Its fangs are long enough to pierce a human fingernail. It bites repeatedly and does not let go. Between 1927 and 1980, 13 deaths were confirmed in Australia. In 1981, an antidote was developed, and since then, no deaths have been recorded with proper treatment. The problem is that the spider frequently enters homes, shoes, and gardens in the suburbs of Sydney. Unplanned encounters happen often enough that local residents have specific household protocols to deal with them. Number 5. The box jellyfish, also known as the sea wasp, Chironex fleckeri. The main body is about the size of a basketball, but the tentacles, which are the lethal part, are only 2 to 3 millimeters thick and are almost completely transparent in the water. Each tentacle individually can easily fit in a hand, and every square centimeter of tentacle contains approximately 500,000 cnidocytes, stinging cells that fire automatically upon contact with any surface. Its venom is considered the most complex produced by any marine animal. It acts on 3 systems simultaneously: the skin, the nervous system, and the heart. Contact with just 2 meters of tentacle is enough to kill an adult in less than 5 minutes. Survivors describe the pain as the sensation of being on fire both inside and out at the same time, immediately debilitating and impossible to ignore. What makes defense difficult is its invisibility. The tentacles are transparent in water that is often murky. Swimmers do not see what they touch. The first symptoms appear immediately, but cardiovascular collapse can occur before the victim can leave the water. It lives in the coastal waters of northern Australia, the Philippines, Vietnam, and various parts of the Indian Ocean. Mortality estimates are difficult to confirm, because many deaths in countries with less rigorous medical records are attributed to drowning when the real cause was jellyfish contact. Australia records between 1 and 4 confirmed deaths per year. The Philippines and Vietnam estimate significantly higher numbers. Number 4. The stonefish, Synancea verrucosa, 15 centimeters in length. It lives in shallow bottoms of coral reefs and coastal estuaries in the Indo-Pacific and northern Australia. It looks exactly like a rock covered in algae. Its camouflage is so perfect that even experienced divers step on it without noticing. Along its back are 13 spines that remain erect when the fish is at rest. Each spine has 2 venom sacs at its base that are compressed when the spine penetrates the skin, injecting venom under pressure. The depth of penetration determines the amount of venom injected, and since people usually step on it with their full body weight, penetration tends to be deep. The venom causes immediate pain described as the most intense on the scale of bites and stings, worse than wasps, worse than hornets, worse than anything produced by an insect. The pain spreads from the affected area to the entire limb within minutes. This is followed by local tissue necrosis, temporary paralysis of the limb, cardiac arrhythmia, and, in severe untreated cases, death. The standard treatment is immersion in hot water, as the venom is protein-based and breaks down with heat. However, the pain is often so debilitating that the victim cannot move without assistance. Deaths are rare with access to medical care. Without access, in remote regions where the fish also lives, the prognosis is significantly different. Number 3. The cone snail, Conus geographus, 10 centimeters in length. Its shell is beautiful, with geometric patterns in brown and white that lead shell collectors to pick them up regularly on Indo-Pacific beaches. That instinct kills people every year. Inside the shell is an extensible proboscis, a flexible tube that can extend in any direction, including backward, and contains a hollow tooth called a radula that fires venom with enough speed to penetrate rubber gloves. The snail can reach any point on the outer surface of its shell. There is no safe side to hold. Its venom contains conotoxins, a mixture of hundreds of different peptides that block ion channels in the nervous system with extraordinary precision. Pharmacological research uses conotoxins as study tools because each component has a specific and isolatable effect. An FDA-approved analgesic called ziconotide is directly derived from cone snail venom and is used for severe chronic pain when morphine is not sufficient. The problem is that there is no antidote for full envenomation. Symptoms include progressive numbness, double vision, difficulty speaking, and paralysis that advances to the respiratory muscles. Death occurs by asphyxiation. The process can take between 1 and 5 hours, enough time for the victim to know exactly what is happening, but not enough for supportive treatment to arrive in remote areas. Approximately 30 confirmed deaths are historically documented. The real number is likely higher. Most victims picked up the shell thinking it was empty or that the animal was dead. Number 2. The golden poison frog, Phyllobates terribilis, 5 centimeters in length. It weighs less than 10 grams. Its bright yellow skin is a warning that evolution developed over millions of years to communicate a simple message: do not touch. The skin of Phyllobates terribilis contains batrachotoxin, the most toxic alkaloid known to be produced by a vertebrate. A single frog carries enough venom to kill between 10 and 20 adult humans. The estimated lethal dose for humans is approximately 2 micrograms per kilogram of body weight. For a 70-kilogram adult, less than 140 micrograms, an amount invisible to the naked eye on any surface. Batrachotoxin acts by irreversibly blocking sodium channels in nerve and muscle cells. Unlike many other venoms that are metabolized and eliminated, batrachotoxin binds permanently to the channel. The heart is muscle. The respiratory muscles are muscles. Both stop. The Embera people in Colombia have used the frog's secretions to poison blowgun darts for centuries, which is where the name poison dart frog comes from. The process involves rubbing the tip of the dart on the skin of the live frog. A single poison tip retains lethal potency for more than a year. The frog itself does not produce batrachotoxin. It comes from specific insects it eats in the Colombian jungle. Frogs raised in captivity without access to these insects are completely harmless. The venom is literally built from its diet. A frog identical in appearance to a wild Phyllobates terribilis raised in a zoo can be handled with no risk at all. Number 1. The Anopheles mosquito, 3 millimeters in length. It weighs 2 milligrams. It fits easily between 2 fingers. It is responsible for the death of more than 600,000 people per year, more than any other animal on the planet, including humans. The Anopheles mosquito is the vector of malaria. It does not cause the disease directly, but transmits the Plasmodium parasite when it bites. The female needs blood to develop her eggs and prefers to bite humans between dusk and dawn. During the bite, it injects saliva containing anticoagulants, and if infected, the Plasmodium goes along with it. The parasite enters the bloodstream, migrates to the liver where it multiplies silently for days or weeks, and then invades red blood cells. The mass destruction of red blood cells causes the characteristic symptoms: high fever, chills, and severe anemia. In cases of cerebral malaria, the parasite crosses the blood-brain barrier and causes inflammation in the brain. The mortality rate of untreated cerebral malaria reaches 100%. Malaria has killed more humans throughout history than any other infectious disease. It is estimated that half of all humans who have ever lived died of malaria. Alexander the Great may have died from malaria. The disease has shaped human history in ways we are only beginning to fully understand, including driving the evolution of genetic resistance, such as the sickle cell trait in populations from endemic regions. Today, effective treatments exist, and a vaccine has been approved since 2021. However, distribution is unequal. In regions of sub-Saharan Africa, where Anopheles is most prevalent, a child dies of malaria every 2 minutes. The technological solution exists. The problem is logistical, economic, and political, not scientific. A 3-millimeter insect weighing 2 milligrams remains the deadliest animal ever produced by Earth. Not because of its venom, but because of what it carries: